Somewhere in the jungle between Thailand and Myanmar, there's a building with barbed wire on the windows. Inside, hundreds of people sit at computers, typing messages to strangers on the other side of the world. They didn't apply for this job. They were promised a customer service position, a flight, a visa, a future. Instead, their passports were taken the moment they landed. This isn't a small operation. This is an industry that made more money last year than the entire economy of several countries combined. And at the very top of it sat a man the world once called a business prodigy. An industry bigger than countries. A United Nations report published this year gave this industry a name: a wicked problem. At least 300,000 people from 66 different countries have been trafficked into these compounds across the Mekong region alone. 74% of them sit inside Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand, in special economic zones and border areas where government oversight barely exists. The UN's broader assessment puts global losses from these networks as high as $114 billion in 2025 alone, higher than the GDP of dozens of nations. Americans alone lost $8.6 billion to these operations last year. This isn't a few scattered scammers. This is an industrialized, trafficking-powered criminal economy, and it's growing every single year. The prodigy behind the empire. His name is Chen Zhi. At 27 years old, he founded the Prince Group in Cambodia. On paper, it looked like a success story. Real estate, banking, airlines, over 100 business entities in more than 30 countries. He collected watches, yachts, private jets, vacation homes, even a Picasso, according to US prosecutors. But underneath the empire, American investigators say, was one of the largest transnational criminal networks in Asia, built on forced labor and cryptocurrency fraud that stole billions from victims worldwide. At its peak, prosecutors allege the operation earned Chen and his associates $30 million every single day. In January of this year, Chen was arrested in Cambodia and extradited to China. Authorities seized roughly $15 billion in Bitcoin, one of the largest cryptocurrency seizures in history. A Hong Kong court later froze 9 billion Hong Kong dollars in assets linked to his network. In July, Chinese prosecutors formally charged him with intentional injury, a charge serious enough to carry a possible death sentence. The prodigy became the case study. But behind every empire like this are the people who never chose to be there. UN investigators documented torture, sexual abuse, forced labor inside guarded compounds. Many victims were lured through fake job ads on Facebook and LinkedIn, promised IT roles, customer service positions, a better life abroad. When police raided one compound on the Thailand-Myanmar border last year, they freed nearly 7,000 people in a single operation. But investigators warn the crackdowns are rarely permanent. Compounds simply relocate, reopen, rehire. The machine doesn't stop, it just moves. How Beijing finds them. So, how does anyone even catch a man like Chen Zhi in the first place? It starts with the money trail. Banks and crypto exchanges flag unusual transactions to financial intelligence units. In China, a division of the central bank built specifically to track laundering patterns. Victims filing police reports in dozens of countries get pooled together through Interpol's global network, partly funded by China's own Ministry of Public Security. And in Chen's case specifically, Beijing had already been quietly investigating Prince Group since 2020, years before the world ever heard his name. By the time the arrest came, authorities weren't guessing. They were closing a file already years thick. Chen Zhi is behind bars now, but the industry he helped build generated more money this year than it did the year before. One kingpin falls, the compounds keep running. Because as long as the profits stay this high, someone else is already taking his place. Subscribe. New episodes twice a week. The blueprint is already drawn. The question is, are you reading it?